Part 1 of seeing if Biden supporters know his policies.
Okay, I am as well, but I'm just pretending I'm a Trump supporter to people.
Gotcha. Well, I'm on here trying to educate Biden supporters because I feel like a lot of them don't know his policies. Do you know his policies or?
Yeah.
What are some?
Oh, okay. I thought you were Trump.
Are you guys Biden or Trump though?
Biden.
Okay, because I'm on here trying to educate Biden supporters because I feel like a lot of them don't know his policies.
Yeah.
Do you know his policies?
Yeah.
What are they?
Oh, it's a joke.
Oh my god. Because I'm on here trying to educate Trump and Biden supporters because I feel like Biden supporters.
We're trying to meme Trump supporters, make fun of them.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of Biden supporters don't know his policies though. Do you know his policies or do you want me to tell you a couple?
Oh, fuck off.
So y'all have seen this video by now. The girl put together a big collage of all these European cultures, where most white people hail from. And she got attacked for this video. People saying, oh, that's European culture. That doesn't count. You're white. You're white American. You can't claim those cultures. Imagine telling a black person that they're not African American. No, they're black American. And you can't claim African culture. Liberal logic. And now we have an entire generation of liberals who hate white people. We even have self-hating white people now, in the name of racial justice. So woke. I guess the lefties really don't realize it, but Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the mainstream media and all the racist rhetoric they've used over the last several months has created an entire culture of racist liberals. You hate white people and you'll do everything in your power to cancel or discredit white people, and you know it. This video, or rather the people that attacked her for this video, is a perfect example of why every single day I thank God that I am not a liberal.
Want to know how to make a Democrat automatically lose a debate? Well, just watch this video and you'll learn pretty quickly.
If Democrats do win control of the U.S. Senate, there will be pressure to increase the size of the U.S. Supreme Court. Would you support adding more justices to the Supreme Court to offset President Trump's recent appointments? And do you think there needs to be term limits for justices on the bench?
I want to point out that Kelly Loeffler actually voted to defund the police.
Democrats refuse to answer whether or not they're going to pack the Supreme Court because they want to. If they didn't want to, they would just say no, because it's not like it's a controversial position to just say, I don't want to pack the Supreme Court. But they continuously dodge the question because they want to. And they know deep down that they don't really have any reason that supports them packing the Supreme Court other than, we didn't get our way, so let's just change the rules because we're sore losers. Democrats really think Americans are idiots, don't they? Doesn't surprise me. New Year's resolutions. Liberal edition! For this video, I only had Democrats submit their New Year's resolutions so I could share them all with you. And they all came in these thank you cards because I guess they're all thankful that 2020 is almost over. Without further ado, let's get started. Our first submission of the day comes from Connor out of Washington State, who says, I will continue to promote body positivity while at the same time complain about America's obesity problem. Yes, we love consistency, Connor. Alright, our next one comes from Victoria out of Southern California, who says, New Year's resolutions are racist. Okay, Victoria, I don't know why you took the time to write that in, but whatever, I'm sure you're absolutely correct. Anyways, our last one comes from Joe out of Washington, D.C., who says, I don't know. I forgot. Well, how'd you send this in then? You probably got some intern to write it for you, like they do most of your tweets anyway.
Well, with all the commotion going on about this guy right here, Donald Trump, spectators have been asking, did Donald Trump break the internet? While he's well known for taking to Twitter with some of the most savvy tweets, you can also credit him for being the most searched person in Google's search engine in 2016. The spectators have even went as far as to compare Donald Trump's following to his opponents. For an example, our president's previous opponent posted this post about his campaign in Georgia next week and received 182,000 likes, while our 2021 presidential-elect Donald Trump simply said Merry Christmas and received over 1 million likes. In 2020, many of Trump's spectators and even many of his critics accredit his savvy internet presence for the reason that the U.S. election ranks in at number 2 as the most searched thing on Google worldwide. Spectators are saying something seems a little bit fishy.
I'm sorry, but the double standard is just ridiculous. If you're a Democrat, you can kneel at the national anthem, burn the American flag, burn down cities to the ground, sleep with a Chinese spy, masturbate in front of co-workers, mandate some of the most tyrannical government lockdowns of all time, eliminating people's ability to earn a livelihood, to pray in a house of worship, to attend a funeral, to make a wedding, etc., etc., and the list goes on. You can needlessly kill millions of innocent children within the womb. You can rig an entire election in clear sight. You could take millions of illegal dollars from both Ukraine and China. You can withhold information from the public. You can withhold the greatest scandals of all time. And you could do all of this without any consequences whatsoever. But if you're a conservative, you can't even dare to raise your opinion online without the fear of being cancelled, censored, fact-checked, or shadow banned. Just ridiculous.
All I'm saying is I've never seen a valid argument explaining why we can't just print more money.
There's a country that actually did this. It's called Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe experienced the second highest inflation in history, and now Zimbabwe has a $1 trillion bill that is worth how much? 40 US cents. The $100 trillion bill is worth 40 US cents. When you keep printing money, the prices of things just keep going up, and then you just end up with more money that is worth less. It's gotten so bad in Zimbabwe that buying a loaf of bread is like $30 trillion. The main lesson Zimbabwe taught us is that when everybody's a trillionaire, nobody is. If poverty were that easy to fix, we would have done it a long time ago. There is a good question here though. What would happen if the US specifically were to print more money, since we are drastically richer than Zimbabwe? Would the effects or the outcomes be any different? Find out in part 2.
His sign says, Trump is the symptom, the system is the disease. What do you think about that statement?
What is he advocating for?
He's saying systematic racism.
Systematic racism?
Or systemic.
Systemic racism, okay. Listen, man, I'm a first-generation American. My parents immigrated to this country from West Africa, from Ghana, right? They came to this country with practically nothing that they had, right? They busted their faces, worked really hard, brought 14 of my relatives from Ghana to the United States legally, who also were in poverty, by the way, but they worked hard to come and give our family an American dream. I turned 19 in boot camp. I decided to join United States Air Force, where I served at RAF Mildenhall as an aerospace ground equipment journeyman. Fought in the military, came back home, and I see people like this sheep promoting communism and Marxism and a bunch of things he doesn't even know, trying to upend capitalism, upend our way of life to replace it with a system he doesn't know. Communism and Marxism has been tried hundreds of times. It's never been successful. It's never worked. And I'm sick and tired of seeing people like this coming out here believing that the African American...
You guys want to say the media is unbiased? Listen to this TikTok. This girl posted a video saying if you aren't black, you can't tell black people what is and what isn't racist, and she was being extremely racist towards white people, right? Her video is still up, she's still going, whatever, do you, honey. So I did like a reply to her video, and I made my own video. And I, word for word, Google Doc typed that shit, and all I did was reverse the roles. I reversed her saying white and me saying black. So it was just the roles reversed, right? TikTok took my sound off and said I violated community regulations. Tell me how I violated community regulations, but yet she didn't. It was word for word. I mean, like, I'll post the video again. Fuck it.
Good. You're really pretty. Like, really, really pretty.
So are you.
Oh, thank you.
I hope you have a good day.
I hope you have a great day, too. Hi.
Ew.
Hi.
Die. Fucking kill yourself.
Fuck you.
Yeah, die.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Okay.
Kill yourself.
Fuck you.
Yeah, die.
Okay.
Bye to
fuck
2020
you.
P1.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Love it. Good.
Finally.
Love it. Yeah. We live in Massachusetts. It's the wrong state to be fucking Trump supporters.
No, I live in Colorado.
Trump 2020.
You're really pretty.
You're so freaking ugly.
Okay. That was cute.
Oh,
Yeah.
If I could vote for him, I would.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I kind of want.
Hi, I'm gonna lose followers for this. And I really didn't want to make this for 6 months. For 6 months I told God no. This is probably the most important thing you'll watch today, so please share this with a friend, watch, whatever. I was sitting with my sister last night, and I was telling her about God. She didn't want to forgive some kid in her class. She's 6. And she told me how much she loved him, how much she loved me. I never knew I could have that much love for a person until I met my sister. But the thing is, she's adopted, and I never really thought about that until she told me that she loved me. Today I was sitting in my room and I decided to look up abortion rates, because I used to be pro-choice. 42,545,847. Now 848. See, the reason I changed to pro-life is in that moment, I realized that the person I love and care about the most could have been one of those statistics. Not here to change your views. I'm here to show you why mine changed.
You're fucking stupid.
Do you believe that America is racist?
Yes. Yes.
How?
Not every.
How?
Not everybody.
How?
Wait, American girl?
So if you would agree that America is racist, that means that you would agree with me that Joe Biden is racist for not saying a single word to BLM in 50 days, correct?
No. No.
Joe Biden has not said a single word to BLM in 50 days. They've made multiple Instagram posts, and he still has not said a single word.
He was already elected.
So Black Lives don't matter anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Black lives don't really matter.
So Black Lives don't really matter. Wow. It's always the
Yes,
white.
they do.
It's
I
always
just
the
said
what
that.
you literally just said Black Lives don't matter. I have it on video. My live video is watching right now. Ah, they left.
Convincing liberals to agree with anything, part 1.
Biden?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. All right, I got a question for you. Let's go.
Sure.
Okay. So you know how like world hunger is a huge problem in the world right now, and like Biden wants to help, or like he wants to help with it. So like, have you heard about the one bill that he wants to pass where you use like leftover hamburger meat and then it's like fetuses and like stuff, and you mix it and it brings back the nutrition, and he's gonna give it out for free.
Wait, what? I haven't like heard that. I'm not American, you know, but like.
But do you agree with that? Do you think that's a good idea?
Like, wait, where did he get the food from?
You take like leftover hamburger meat, and it's like if it's not nutritious, then you use like the nutrition from fetus meat, and it makes it back into like nutrition, because it's like, and so then it's healthy.
I guess that's not bad. I don't know, like, you know.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's actively promoting cannibalism.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm continuing a series on part 8 of crazy feminist posts. My existence isn't about how attractive you find me. I like how third wave feminism is basically, oh, I don't have to look good for you, but if you don't like me because I don't look good, then you're being sexist. Religion is a choice. Sexuality is not. I don't even want to go there. What about Muslim people where their parents force them to be that religion? And if they're not, then they killed them. Cops aren't supposed to kill guilty people either. You might like this scenario. What if cops kill a guilty person who raped a woman? I would much rather see a cop kill a rapist and let the rapist get a chance to go to jail, rape other people in the prison, maybe get out on bail later, or once he has finished his sentence, rape again.
And luckily I have insurance, but this car is my baby, and the fact that this is what I get just because I support the president is horrible. And you know what? I wish that all those anti members find it in their blood to fight love. That's what they do. They need to find love, because this is just hatred. It's hateful. Oh yeah, we got lucky.
Hey TikTok friends, this is Gene Ho. I was Donald Trump's personal campaign photographer for the 2016 election and campaign cycle. It's interesting, people ask me all the time, they say, Gene, how are people so loyal to Donald Trump? Well, I'll give you an explanation, because I was backstage with him, and this is one of the things that I saw. Backstage, there were always a lot of celebrities. I was in charge of the photo line, and you would see Donald Trump backstage, and there were celebrities there. Donald Trump would actually bypass all the celebrities. In other words, he would see them, walk past them, and then he would go to the back of the room where the first responders, the policemen, the fire people, people that were in the military, he would go to them first and shake all their hands and then go back to everyone else. So it's just amazing when people saw this, they were like, wow, you know what? What Donald Trump views about people of integrity, he doesn't see it like most people. He goes straight to the first responders and the people that were taking care of him.
He also stated that he had a great relationship with blacks, but doesn't give a crap about their community.
Stay with me, this is about to be rapid fire. He actually does care about the black community. That's why their unemployment rate has been the lowest that it has been for like the past 30 years. The most notable though was the First Step Act, which released over 3,100 people from federal prison and reduced 1,700 sentences and helped 91% of the black Americans receive reductions.
He's got Hispanic children in cages.
Oh, that's funny, because if you did the slightest amount of research, you would know that those cages were built under the Obama administration and Michelle Obama tried to blame it on Trump.
He built a wall to keep immigrants from rightfully coming in this country.
He built a wall to keep illegal immigrants from coming into this country. If they came in illegally, then that is not coming in rightfully. That's so easy to understand.
Womanizes women, saying to grab them by the beep.
It's literally called locker room talk. Every single guy does it. And by that logic, are you menonizing men whenever you're talking to a friend saying you want to have relations with us? Thank you guys for 12,000 followers.
A lot of people will ask, what about in cases of rape? And when it comes to rape, we feel that the rapist should be held to the highest extent of the law and should face the highest penalty for his horrendous crime. And when it comes to the mother, she should receive healing from her community and support from the people that she loves and the community around her. But no child is worthless, depending on how they were conceived. Every human is a life, and a child should not face the death penalty for the crimes of her father. And a lot of people will say, how will a woman ever heal from what happened if she doesn't have an abortion? Well, the truth is a lot of women who have had an abortion said that it was only a stumbling block in the healing process because now they are grieving 2 acts of violence. And also any woman who decided to keep their child has never regretted it because life is precious and life deserves to be preserved. So no matter what the circumstance is, abortion is never okay and is never the solution.
Dear Santa, as a Democrat, 2020 has been hard on me. I'm a professional victim and have never felt more attacked, suppressed, and triggered than this year. So I wanted to write you and demand some things for Christmas. I want people to be able to keep killing unborn children. It's their body and it's their choice. But I want others to be forced to take the COVID vaccine. It's their body, but it's not their choice. And can you give all the minorities some more welfare? I need them to stay in their place and keep voting for Democrats who do nothing for them. I can't stand the ones who think for themselves. Please give them coal. Most of all, Santa, I want us all to truly come together now. And by that, I mean I want to hear my own opinions coming out of everyone else's mouths. And if I don't get what I want this year, I'm going to the North Pole to burn your factory to the ground. Because that's how I act when I don't get my way.
So I'm going to go on Omegle and act like I support Biden and then tell them a quote that Trump said that Biden really said and see how they react. Trump said that he has been able to quarantine so much because some black woman was able to stock the grocery shelves.
That's just racist. Child support is going to be like, he didn't mean it. The context, like, you know how they are, though.
No, I know, but here's the crazy part. Biden said that.
Can I see, honey?
That's a quote from Joe Biden.
Finish. Fuck Donald Trump, bitch. Like, fire white and uncultured.
Okay. Trump said, unlike African American communities, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community. Biden actually said that quote.
For real, like, you need to, like, cut it out.
I have so many of these videos, we're going to restart part names, so we're going to call this Omegle with a MAGA Hat Part 2.
Okay, one more thing, buddy. So do you remember when, Biden and Trump were debating, and Trump said, I'm the least racist person in this room? Yeah, and then do you think that's right?
Well, Trump has done more for the black community than any other president besides Abraham Lincoln himself, so yes, I would say that, probably.
Remember when we had a black man as a president?
Who did nothing for the black community? Yes, I do recall that. However, Trump has created the Platinum Plan. Well, he proposed the Platinum Plan, which invests $500 billion into minorities. He has created opportunity zones, which are, they allow for they allow for tax breaks for investing into low-income, predominantly black areas.
We do not care if you're speaking or not. It does not matter.
So once again, you're denying facts.
How the people who are agreeing with you right now are the white conservative Trump supporters. Same supporters who do not think of you as an equal because of the skin color that you were born with. You guys are all for accepting difference in opinions until it comes to racial injustice.
Hey honey, let's unpack that. Okay, so when we make a video about not generalizing and stereotyping people, let's not go do that 2 seconds later. You were talking about how it's only white conservative Trump supporters that support me, correct? But you also say about 5 seconds later that they will never see me as an equal because of my skin tone. So do they support me or hate me? Make up your mind. Secondly, I also think it's funny that you're talking about differences in opinion. My opinion here was in fact different. You're welcome to yours. However, when you said that it was only white Trump conservatives that were supporting me, does that mean that their opinion is valued less, or does it matter as much as yours because they are white and conservative? What was the point of saying that? I'm a little bit confused because see, I judge people based off of the content of their character and their actions, not their skin color. You seem hyper focused on skin tone. I'm fighting for equality on all levels, not just black ones.
The man of the toupee. This is on the front page of the New York Times. I don't wear a toupee. It's my hair. I swear. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. We're gonna settle this. You know, Barbara Walters did it. Barbara Walters named me the most whatever it is of the year. Just come on up here. They're gonna let you. You have to do an inspection here. This is getting crazy. This is crazy. Just real quick. We don't want to mess it up too much because I do use hairspray. That I said. Come. Is it mine? Look. It is. It is. Say it, please.
Yes, I believe it is.
Thank you. And have I ever met you before? No. No, you haven't. But you're very nice. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Somebody's got a very nice wife. I don't know who she is, but she's got a very nice wife.
4 videos about it. So to the Republican Hype House, I'm glad that you agree.
Hey Victoria, where do I even start? You mentioned the Republican Hype House making 4 videos about how Kamala Harris and Joe Biden would not meet with Black Lives Matter. Did you get the point why we were making these videos? We were pointing out the blatant hypocrisy from the left. And then you literally proved our point by saying you voted for Joe Biden because he would engage in civil discourse with these groups. We were just pointing out that's exactly what's not happening. And while we're on the topic of Black Lives Matter, check out this graph. And this one. It's almost like the point went right over your head. The Republican Hype House made these 4 videos in order to highlight the actual hypocrisy from the left. They only care during election time. Now, whether or not you agree with our videos is a different story, but you definitely missed the point by a mile.
You Trumpies are all real quiet now that your dictator man lost the election. I don't always agree with BLM. Okay, not that one. Maybe Joe Biden wasn't the best option for our country? Yeah, that figures too. Unborn babies should live? Nope. Yeah, no, that figures. Alright, well, oh, okay, I got it. America is not the worst country on earth? Hey, we got one. No, yep, that sounds about right.
So people ask me, hey Matt, what's it like living in a state that's run only by Democrats? Well, here's what I tell them. So imagine you live in a house, but the house is on fire. Everyone inside the house agrees the house is on fire. We need to do something about this. But rather than call the fire department or just getting some water, they instead decide the best way to get rid of this fire is to pour some gasoline on it. Some of the people in the house are going to be like, wait, no, pouring more gasoline is going to make the fire worse. But they pour gasoline on the fire anyways. You want to know why? Turns out the fire department had an R next to its name. And so does the water. Some people in the house are like, who cares? Just get the water or get the fire department. But the people who poured the gasoline on the fire say, everyone who has an R next to their name is an evil, Trump-supporting, racist, homophobic bigot, and we can't elect them. You get what I'm trying to say?
$1 million pussy. $1 million pussy.
Bruh. Imagine if the roles were reversed. A white person putting black makeup on themselves. The white person would be absolutely crucified and be called racist anti-black, a part of the problem. Oh my god. But nah, just because she's black and she's going through oppression right now, she should be able to have free reign and no one should be able to judge her. And if you judge her, you're considered a racist. The matter of fact is, anyone can be racist, regardless of age, race, gender, sexuality, culture, religion. Doesn't matter, it doesn't pertain to one race. Okay? So if you are one of these people that does this type of stuff, who makes these type of videos, please stop. Get some help.
The American political dynamic in 60 seconds. So here in America, generally speaking, we have lefties and righties. Now, the righties have always known about corruption. We know that it comes from the establishment, corporations, the government, and the elitists. That's why righties like Trump, because he's anti-corruption. But recently, the lefties became woke. They became aware of corruption, but they thought it was all Trump's fault. That's because this guy was exposing these people, so these people convinced these people that it was this guy all along. So they came up with this idea to burn down the system, and you would think it meant this system, but really they just meant this guy. There's a good relationship right here. So now that these guys think that this guy is in control of the system and this guy is no longer in control of the system, they're working to defend the system from these guys. So now that the establishment doesn't have to worry about this guy, the only thing standing in their way now is these guys. So once again, they will use them to get rid of them. And it all paves the way for this.
So who's going to be the one to tell her that Trump actually was against gay marriage up until the time he got elected?
Oh, you want to play the up until elected card even though people change? Okay, how about this?
I believe that marriage is between a man and a woman.
It's called being progressive, and if you think Trump is so against the LGBTQ community, then why did he appoint the first openly gay cabinet member?
He tried to ban trans people from serving in the military.
Trump's transgender policy was going to allow people who were already transgender and in the military to stay in the military. Trump did not want to ban trans people from the military. He wanted to ban people from transitioning in the military because it would cost them around $3 million annually.
Also, fun fact, gay marriage was legalized under the Obama-Biden administration.
That's because Obama was progressive, and if you remember from the start of the video, he was against it. I mean, hell, even Biden, when he was vice president, said that him nor Obama support gay marriage. Stop shitting on Trump for his past and taking things out of context. And don't praise Obama for it. He wasn't for it until he was president.
She's saying she wants to cover up her black skin, which is beautiful, by the way, because she's afraid of it if Trump wins. Reverse racism isn't a thing. You and I have nothing to fear of our skin tones.
Okay, so this is going to take two parts to explain because the amount of white guilt in this video is astronomical. You read about one thing. Reverse racism doesn't exist. Any color can be racist. Racism is racism. I'll explain that further in my part two. Moving forward, you talk about how this girl's okay because of the fact that she says that she's in fear if Trump wins up her skin. Then you both need to strongly educate yourselves on both men that ran for president this year. That will probably clear up a lot of the issues that you've got going on with that mentality. Okay, moving forward from that, you put a giant blanket on white people saying that they seem to live all the same way, with all the same privilege, with all the same circumstances. Kind of like how the stereotype that we were fighting for black people, that we all lived in the same circumstances, in the same ideology, in the same way of living. Interesting. You can't preach that you're against racism if you're going to apply the exact same behavior that we're fighting against for black people, and you're going to apply that willingly to white people. And if you think that it's okay because they're white and they're not oppressed, look for part two.
Welcome to Democratic Christmas Party 2020. What's your name? How'd you get in here? We made tickets $601 for a reason. Bill, that's not where the mistletoe goes. Hillary, high five. Come on, don't leave me hanging. Obama, you're dressed as Santa? Joe's gonna love it. Santa's not black. Damn it, Joe. We're doing Secret Santa this year. I got Nancy Pelosi. It's an extension cord. She wants more power. What do you mean Bernie's erasing all the names off the presidents? No, they're not for everyone. Al Gore. Sorry, I'm not seeing it. It's a party. We don't want to see another one of your fucking slideshows. Mark Zuckerberg? Hey, nobody spill water on this guy. He's a robot. Seriously. Like the Terminator. What do you mean Putin got the launch codes? Joe traded it to him for a Pokemon card? Joseph? You better straighten up, mister. AOC. Oh, it's a push, not a pull, sweetie. Great, she brought her Harry Potter DVDs. No, that's not a Proud Boy. I thought the same thing. That's just Gretchen Whitmer. Is that Jeffrey Epstein back there? No, he's dead. Hey, did you guys ever find out who's puking in the bathroom? Fauci?
Hard things that you unfortunately need to hear. Remember how Trump said he wanted to always play down the coronavirus because he didn't want to cause a panic? And guess when Trump learned about how bad the coronavirus was? On January 28th, when one of his advisors said, "This virus will be the biggest national security threat you face in your presidency." In fairness to Trump, he did say he didn't want to cause a panic, but Democrats still said that he should have let the public know, regardless, so that we have all the information we need. Unfortunately, here comes the hard part. Guess what Democrats were doing on January 28th when Trump learned about how bad coronavirus was? He was in the middle of an impeachment trial. So what does that mean? Well, basically, if Trump were to sound the alarm about how bad coronavirus was when he first learned about it on January 28th, you know what would have happened? Democrats would have said he's trying to distract from impeachment. You and I both know that's exactly what they would have said.
I like Biden.
You
Yeah.
could have fooled me.
Why?
American flag.
Is that like not an everything thing? Like I've always had a American flag as a Democrat.
No, it makes perfect sense. It's just most people that like Trump have an American flag.
Oh. No, I'm a Biden supporter.
Okay. Thanks God.
You're ugly as
For what? But for what though? Because I support Joe Biden. Why? I'm a Biden supporter.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm absolutely positive.
Okay.
What?
Are you a Trump supporter?
No, I'm a Biden supporter.
Okay, best friend, I love you.
Conservatives really have to make up their mind about whether they care about people or not.
Okay, let's hear what you got to say.
So quick to say it is wrong to kill anyone or anything, even when it's an unborn fetus in the womb. I would support the death penalty.
Oh, so you're trying to compare criminals to unborn babies. Taking away the life of somebody who is a hardcore criminal who commits heinous acts of murder, rape, or just general violence does not compare that to an unborn child. But clearly you don't understand that notion because you want justice for somebody who lit a car on fire burning bodies and actually killed one of them through smoke inhalation. You then tried to bring religion into it saying love thy neighbor. Now, I'm not religious, but I know it says thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And thyself likes respecting people and treating them like a human being and not fucking murdering them in cold blood. Why don't you take a second to stop defending criminals and actually think before you talk and understand that people who commit these heinous acts of crimes deserve the death penalty and stop trying to bring people's religion into it. It's disrespectful.
What is your favorite celebrity interview moment?
Economy. We need more good jobs with rising incomes. We got to make the economy work for everybody, not just those at the top.
We need to take a break. We just need to have a word from our sponsor. Okay.
Washington is broken. The truth is, too many politicians are totally controlled by special interests and lobbyists. We're going to make America great again. I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
He approves the message.
Why would you play a commercial for my opponent in the middle of our interview?
He paid me in steaks.
I'd be afraid to eat them if I were you.
It's a good cut of meat. I think it's part of the asshole. Well, this has been a lot of fun, Mrs. Clinton. We should stay in touch. What's the best way to reach you? Email?
Election observers in Georgia thought they were done counting for the night. But when they went home, security footage shows poll workers pulling out trunks containing ballots from overwhelmingly Democrat precincts. The media won't admit it, but it's on video. And now heavily Democrat DeKalb County cannot find chain of custody documents. It's outrageous. Contact your legislators and governor today. Text fraud to 88022. Demand they hear the evidence.
Hey, Trump or Biden?
Biden.
Finally. I'm waiting for a freaking Biden. Trump is racist, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, shoot, if I ever come across a Trump supporter, you know what I'm saying? You know? What happened?
He's such a bitch, Trump. I hate him from core of my
Is it because I'm black?
No. I just don't like Trump.
Why?
Because he's done so much worse to the country.
Like what?